Hello and welcome to class 7 of the Prenatal Yoga series, 20 weeks to term. 26 weeks pregnant this week will be a general strength focused class. Just a reminder that you are your own teacher, so taking your practice a step back. If you're feeling tired, taking water whenever you need. I like to use my breath as a guide, so if I start to have laboured breathing, or if my breath doesn't feel easeful, then I know that I need to take a step back. So please, you're responsible for your own practice. Let's begin. So we'll find our seat, and you can do that with your pelvic rocking. So if you're anything like me, as we get bigger, a lot of pregnant women, we just get this kind of duck butt. So when we're finding our seat, we might actually need to have more of a posterior tilt where the sit bones or the bottom of the pelvis comes forward, and then the top of the hip tips, I call them, kind of come more towards the ribs, and that can just create a bit more of a neutral spine. And then one more thing I'd love to add is pelvic floor. So important. I should have been doing these for majority of my pregnancy, but I've only just started doing them, so it's never too late. But I thought I'd not speak to it heaps, but a little bit. There'll be some pelvic floor. So when I think of the pelvic floor, I think of a diamond. So you've got your pubic symphysis, you've got your tailbone, and then you've got your sit bones. So this diamond shape, the muscle kind of runs between those, across those 4 points. So when I say engage your pelvic floor or lift your pelvic floor, you'll imagine these 4 points of the diamond trying to meet one another. And this muscle kind of wraps around the 3 openings, so your urethra, your vagina, and your anus. But otherwise, just remember the diamond, the 4 points are trying to meet. Okay. So once you've found your comfy seat, we will start to do just check in with the breath as normal, as I like to begin. So just kind of checking out your breath as it is. Without trying to control it yet, just for a few rounds today. And then we'll start to control the breath. So you inhale for a count of 4. 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 4. 3, 2, 1. If this is too quick for you, slow, maybe you do 3 counts. If it's too slow for you, maybe you do 5 counts. So you'll just create even length inhales equal to the exhales. The studio where I practice calls this one-to-one breathing. So you'll continue for at least 5 rounds of breath. Maybe you're on your last round of breath. We'll continue to breathe in this way, but this time we'll add the pelvic floor. So on your next exhale breath, you lift the pelvic floor. And on the inhale, you release. It will be an exhale to lift and an inhale to release. So continue with this for about 5 more rounds. We'll just take one more round of breath. When you release your pelvic floor, bring your hands to your knees. I like to hold mine to do some hip circles. So we'll move in a circular motion, maybe going from left to right hip and also moving forward and back. And you can kind of add upper back into it a little bit if you want. Kind of rounding and arching as we do in happy and angry cat. If this doesn't feel good, then maybe just making those circles. We'll do a few more in this direction. Pay attention to which direction you're going. Really enjoy this movement and just breathe where it fits, where it feels comfy for you. We'll make one more circle in this direction and then we'll go the other way. Really enjoying the movement, enjoying your breath. We'll just make one more circle. And just come to our seat. We'll take a breath in through the nose and then let it out the mouth. Do this 2 more times, inhaling through nose and exhaling through your mouth. One more time, just like that. Then we'll make our way onto our back to set up for some bridge poses. Feet underneath your knees, about hip width apart. We're going to add some arms to this as well. We'll be focusing on really using our glutes and our legs for this, this bridge pose. Plus we'll be adding some pelvic floor, but first we'll just kind of get the movements with the breath. So we'll squeeze our glutes. On an inhale, we'll lift the hips, lift the arms up over the head. Keep your butt squeezed. On your exhale, you'll bring your arms down. Inhale, arms up. And we'll exhale to lower. So it's like a wave. Arms up, squeeze your glutes, inhale. Keep your hips up. Exhale, arms down. Arms reach up, big breath in. And then we lower. Now we'll add our pelvic floor. Squeeze your butt, lift your arms up, inhale. Lift your pelvic floor, arms down. Release your pelvic floor, inhale, arms up. And then lower everything down. Squeeze your glutes, arms up, inhale, lift your hips. Arms down, lift pelvic floor, exhale. Release your pelvic floor, arms up, and everything lowers down. We'll go 2 more times. Inhale to lift your hips, arms up. Engage pelvic floor, arms lower. Release pelvic floor, arms up, inhale. And everything lowers down. Last time, squeeze your glutes, press, arms reach up, inhale. Wave your arms, lift pelvic floor. Release pelvic floor, lift your arms. And everything lowers down. We'll do a quick happy baby. That's a good one to release your pelvic floor. So you can kind of grab wherever feels comfy. If your feet feel comfy, your ankles, your thighs. Just take one more round of breath. And then in your own way, you come up to all fours. So hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. And then that golden rule, if it's in contact with the floor, we're pressing. If you do find that you're kind of in that anterior tilt position and you've been having some lower back pain, I recommend just doing quite small happy cats and really focusing on the movement of the angry cats. So we'll start to do some happy and angry cats. The happy cat is on your inhale. And angry cat on the exhale. Really tuck your pelvis, push the floor away from you, chin into your chest. Happy cat, keep the push, broaden your collarbones, lengthen the crown of your head forward, eyes up, and continue with this. Push the floor around the upper back, tuck the pelvis, chin into the chest. A few more rounds just like this. We'll do one more round of breath in and out. Then just come back to hands and knees and shake out your wrists if you need. So there'll be a bit of flow today, a few downward dogs, but I'm conscious of that we can start feeling a bit dizzy, so not too much ups and downs. When you're ready, we'll come into our first down dog. I personally love this position because it takes pressure off my back, and I just imagine baby hanging out in like a hammock. It's quite a nice image for me. Alrighty, so hands at least shoulder width apart. Fingers spread. Press through your palms, press through the knuckles, and as you press, you might feel the hips lift up more to the sky. Have a bend in your knees to release your lower back. And then any kind of movements that feel good here. Maybe you pedal your heels towards the floor. Maybe you send your hips side to side, heels side to side, whatever feels good. Stillness might also feel good. And we'll be moving there shortly. Just 2 more rounds of breath. Alrighty, then we'll come to hold our downward facing dog for another 2 rounds of breath. And really using your breath as a way to calm your body, calm your mind. In fact, as the physical effort increases, you can use your breath to dial up the mental calm. On your next breath in, we'll ripple forward to a high plank. Imagine you want the thighs to the sky. You're pushing the floor away from you, broadening your collarbones. Crown of head is super long, and just a gentle hug of baby to your spine. We're going to stay here for 3 rounds of breath. So if you need to drop to your knees, I'm going to. Please be my guest. Keep the press of the hands and the broadening on of your chest. And then we'll come back to a tabletop position. So the hands are underneath the shoulders, the knees underneath the hips. We're going to take a supported side plank. So you might like to start with your right knee, whatever side, it doesn't really matter, just remembering which side. So I'm going to do the right. The right knee will stay grounded. The right foot will come behind you, so you open out the left leg. Left arm up. And this is a good place to stay. So first our setup, we don't want this shoulder kind of turning in. We want to really be pushing against the floor. So we're out of that shoulder joint and wrapping the tricep back. At the same time, lifting our side body up. And also lifting the hips up. Lifting your left arm up. So making the body quite light. This is a great place to stay. If you would like to add some effort, it will be on our exhale breath, we'll bring our knee to our elbow. Inhale, keep the leg lifted. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale to lift. Exhale to crunch. We'll just be doing 2 more of these. Use your breath. Remember, listen to your body. We'll go 1 more. And then slowly make your way back to hands and knees. And then we'll do this on the other side. Feel free if you need to release your wrist. Knees under shoulders, hands under hips. Will be the left knee that grounds. Take the left foot behind you. Left hand underneath your left shoulder. We open out, right leg nice and long. And then not only are we pushing the hand into the floor, wrapping the tricep back, we're lifting up the side ribs, lifting up the hips, grounding down through the outer edge of the foot, lifting your right arm super long like you're trying to touch the ceiling. Great place to stay. Otherwise, on an exhale, knee to your elbow and lengthen, lift. Exhale, inhale. 3 more. One more. Hands and knees. Then we'll come to our first child's pose. So your feet together, knees apart. And then either the hands out in front, or if you're like me, I like coming onto my forearms. And a lovely opportunity just to relax your head, to lengthen your tailbone back towards your hips. And you can stay static here and enjoy your breath. Or you can do some little movements, whatever feels good for you. You've got 3 more rounds of breath. And then we'll come to do our baby cobra. So it'll be the forearms, coming onto the forearms. So on the inhale, we'll broaden the chest, the scapula trying to kiss, lengthen the sternum forward, the crown of the head forward, and then a gentle lift of your chin. And on the exhale, you just release back to the floor. Nice and slowly. Inhale to lift. Broad press through the forearms. And lower, breathe out. Last time, nice and broad and long through the crown of your head. We'll come back to hands and knees. And then we'll step the right foot where the right hand is and come up to our supported lunge with the knee down. All right, so we'll set this shape up. If it's pressing the floor, if it's touching the floor, it's pressing. Grounding down through all four corners of the front foot, really pressing through the back foot. And then that feeling of zipping the legs up and feeling the inner seams engaged. Also imagine squeezing your hips towards one another and see if this kind of helps engage the outside of the legs as well. Arms reach up. We'll take a big breath in. And then some free movement here. So whatever you feel like, just for a few rounds of breath. One more round of breath. Arms reach up on an inhale. We sweep the arms back to breathe out. Keep the press of the feet. Arms reach up and interlace. Release your index fingers, inhale. Then right arm forward, left arm back. Arms reach up, inhale. Sweep them back, breathe out. Keep the press of your feet. Pistol grip, inhale. Right arm forward, left arm back, opening out. One more time. Arms reach up, inhale. Nice wave. Pistol grip, inhale. Lengthen through the sides of your waist. And open the right arm forward, left arm back. Beautiful. Hands to the top of your mat. And then we'll come back to our tabletop position. Keep breathing normally. The left foot will step where the left hand is. We'll come up and we'll set the shape up on the other side. Press, that downwards press. And then the inward draw of the front foot towards the back. The outer hips hug in. Beautiful. Alrighty, arms reach up, inhale. And then some free movement here. You can really squeeze that right glute on as well. Excuse me. Just one more round of breath. Then we'll add the arms. Arms reach up, inhale. Keep the press of the lower limbs. Everything's engaged. Arms sweep, exhale. Pistol grip to breathe in, interlacing fingers, releasing index. And open the left arm forward, right arm back. Arms up. Wave. Pistol grip. And open. All right, last time. Hands to the top of the mat. And then our hands and knees position. All right, we'll press up into a downward facing dog. Just take a round of breath in and out here. Okay, will be the right leg to the sky, a big breath in. Tiger curl, knee to wherever it goes round your upper back. To step nice and wide, hip width apart. We'll come up into our warrior one position now. So that's the back foot will be flat on the floor. And the hips might not be to the front. For me, they're definitely not to the front. They're more kind of to the side a little bit. So just whatever's natural here. Will be an inhale breath. The arms reach up, you lengthen the sides of the waist. And the exhale will wave. The front leg straightens, the arms come down. We'll do this 3 more times. Bend and lift. And lower, straighten. 2 more. Keep grounded through the outer edge of your back foot. Enjoy the wave of your breath. Inhale, the lift, wave comes up. Exhale, straighten, wave comes down. Alrighty, inhale, bend the knee, come to that pistol grip. And we'll just stay for a couple rounds of breath. So remembering pressing through the feet that are in contact with the earth. Keep that front knee nice and broad. Grounding down through the outer edge of the back foot. 1 more big breath in. And we'll open out into a warrior 2 position. 3 rounds of breath here. So again, that knee stays nice and broad. Grounding down through the outer edge of your back foot, creating length all the way up your leg. Can you create length, side body, crown of head? 1 more round of breath. We'll flip and reverse with a straight front leg. And then we come downward facing dog. So this is where you might like to stay, or you can flow, whatever way you want, whether that's to a high plank and back to downward facing dog, or to an angry cat maybe, or happy cat, or tabletop. Your options. We meet in downward facing dog. We do that on the other side. Left leg up to the sky, big breath in. Your tiger might be getting a little wider, knee to nose. Round your spine, come more forward than you think to step. Warrior 1, so the back foot is flat. And you can create more hip width with your legs if you feel off balance. Press through your feet, outer edge of your back foot. Inhale, arms reach, fingertips energize. Exhale, straighten and wave. Straighten leg, wave your arms. Inhale, lower the leg, lift your arms. And you got it. 3 more times. Ride your breath. Stay strong in your legs. Press your feet. Last time. This time we come pistol grip with the fingers. Couple rounds of breath here. Just check your legs. So your knees, is it still wide? Are you still grounding down through the outer edge of the back foot? Can you lengthen a little more? Alrighty, on your next breath out, we'll open to a warrior 2 position, where we have 3 rounds of breath. So get strong and solid in your base. And then use your breath. If you want to work harder, you'll come deeper. You'll engage a little more. You have one more round of breath. Flip and reverse, straighten the front leg, inhale. Downward facing dog. Opportunity to take flow from here. So that might look like coming to a happy cat and then downward facing dog, or a high plank and downward facing dog, or any other options that you can come up with. We'll take our flow for a bit of a spin. Right leg up to the sky, big breath in. Heel to butt, knee to nose, wherever it goes, step. Warrior one, arms reach up, inhale. Just one sweep, breathe out. Pistol grip, inhale. Warrior two, exhale. Straighten your front leg, flip reverse. Hands to the floor, downward facing dog. You can take a flow from here, or you can stay. Wow, left side, left leg up to the sky, big breath in, heel to butt, knee to nose, wherever it goes, round to step. Warrior one. Little wave. Pistol grip, inhale. Warrior two. Flip reverse. Hands to the floor, downward facing dog. Flow or stay. Whatever you choose, be with your breath. One more round. Right leg up to the sky, big breath in. Please take rest if you need. Tiger curl. Warrior one. Wave your arms. Pistol grip. Warrior two. Flip and reverse. Hands to the floor. On your next breath in, left leg up to the sky, big breath in. Tiger curl. Warrior one, feel your lungs. That wave. Pistol grip. Warrior two. Flip reverse, straight leg. Hands to the floor, downward facing dog, and then we're gonna make our way straight to a child's pose. Wide knees, toes touch, and then wherever you feel comfy in your child's pose. 5 rounds of breath here. Got one more big breath in and a full breath out. Then we'll come to a supported squat position, and then we'll be making our way into a froggy squat. So froggy squat where the knees are more forward And you're using the weight of your hands as well, the weight into the hands, I should say. And then you can kind of have a little bit of play here, opening, closing, maybe little butterfly wings, or yeah, kind of just have a little play. We've got 2 more rounds of breath here. And then from here, option to kind of use your hands or not use your hands to come to a standing position. And we'll come into our mountain pose. So feet hip width or wider. We ground down through all 4 corners of the feet. Really imagine hugging the shins to the midline and then broadening the backs of the knees. And then there's this sense of length in your body through the sides of the waist, through the crown of the head. And then a softening of your jaw, your shoulders. Just imagining energy dripping from your fingertips. We'll take a breath in through the nose and you'll let it out the mouth. In the nose and out the mouth. One more like this. We'll bring our hands to our hips and we'll do some hip circles here. So keeping notice of what direction you're going. This is kind of where you learn how stiff you are. I kind of move as a bit of a board. That's okay. You're only watching me. I'm not watching you, so it doesn't really matter what you look like. We'll go one more time in this direction and then we'll go the other direction. Again, just enjoying this movement, enjoying your breath. So powerful, the breath. All right. Last one. We will bring our arms up, our right leg comes up to the sky. And then we'll come into a chair pose, sweep the arms down. With the left leg lifts, press through your right foot. Chair pose. This is quite challenging because we're transferring the weight. Press through the left, right knee lifts. And lower. So if you want to work harder, you sit deeper. Try and feel this in the legs. We'll do this, pressing through the left, right knee lifts. And we'll even it up. The left knee will lift. Then we just stay for a round of breath. You can sweep your arms up, squeeze your glutes, exhale. Arms reach up, squeeze your glutes. Interlace your fingers. Take your feet, maybe even a little wider than your hips. We'll do this chopping wood position. So when we come down, we really want to feel this movement coming from the legs rather than the lower back. So we'll see how we go. Arms reach up, a big breath in. Then we bend and chop wood. Inhale to lift, squeeze your butt. Exhale to come down. We might just do one more, or you can move with me and do another 2 if you're feeling okay. So if your back's really arched, you probably won't feel this as much in the legs. That's a little tip. One more. I think that was 5. Arms reach up, inhale. Arms down by side, breathe out. We can do a little shake of the legs. Actually, speaking of shaking, I love doing this. Well, it's shaking, essentially. So you look really funny, but again, no one's watching you. You're just watching me. I'm the one that looks silly, and that's okay. This is really good if you're feeling like, if you've got heaps of kind of tension in your body that you want to release, really good to shake. So you just can start with the fingers and your wrists, and then kind of get the forearms involved, and then all the arms involved, and you can even kind of get the legs a little bit involved if you want. I find it hard to multitask, but I like to bend my knees. You might like to get your head a bit involved. And then for 10 seconds, we'll go quite hard. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mountain pose. 3 rounds of breath here, just to notice whatever you notice. Hopefully that was cool for you. Alrighty, we'll make our way down to a seat. And we'll bring our legs out into a dragonfly shape, so wide open leg shape position. I'm just gonna put my hair back up. But again, I like to bring my butt out from behind me. If you're super flexy and this causes you to have that anterior tilt or duck butt, then maybe reconsider. My little kind of guide is that feeling like my spine is lifting up out of my pelvis. So we'll flex our feet, interlace the fingers, and this one, it probably has a legit name, but I'm going to call it stirring the pot because I've forgotten the legit name. But essentially, we go from left to right, or one side to the other, and then back. I like to breathe, inhale, when I'm going left to right, and then exhale as I go back. You can keep your eyes open, or you can close them, and you can make these movements as big or as slow as you want, as dynamic as you like. We'll go 2 more times in this direction. And once you've finished your 2 rounds, we'll go back the other way. So if you went left to right, you'll go right to left. And again, just breathing how you want to breathe. You might be the opposite. You might like to exhale as you go from foot to foot. Just kind of allow the body, the breath, feel your way into this. We'll do a few more rounds. We'll let that one go. We'll come to a butterfly shape. Again, interlacing the fingers, hands under feet, feet into hands, hands into feet, as you lengthen the tailbone down towards your mat. And again, or against this, I should say, lengthening the crown of the head, shoulders away from the ears, and enjoying a lovely lengthening of your spine. You can lean back as you press your feet more into your hands. You could have butterfly legs if this feels good for you. Maybe stillness feels better. 2 more rounds of breath. We'll release that. And then hopefully you've got like a wall or a cupboard near you. I've been doing this, like I sit on the floor in the morning and have a cup of tea as kind of like a mindfulness thing, and I've been sitting against a cupboard and pressing my lower back into the cupboard. So feet as kind of wide as you need them. Excuse the view. And then pressing that lower back into the wall. Hopefully this feels good. For me, this feels really good because I've got that duck butt going on. And then you can have the option here as well to kind of grab wherever feels comfy on your legs, but an option to let go of the head. So as you press the lower back into the wall, if you like, you can let your head gently lower towards the floor, chin into the chest, the shoulders, release. And you've got a few rounds of breath here. We'll take one more breath in and out. Then we'll come back to our mat. And we'll take a figure 4 shape, but you can do this on your back or sitting. So we'll start doing the sitting version. So you might have your legs out kind of long-ish, with a bend in your knees, feet on the floor, the right ankle just below the left knee, and then, the hands wherever they feel comfy, essentially. We're trying to feel a stretch in the outside of our glute, running into our glute. If not much is happening for you here, then you might bring your hands a little closer, if possible, broaden the chest. Otherwise, you can bring your left foot in closer, and that's definitely done it for me. So if it's too much, then you know how to ease this off. So you can stay here. Otherwise, you can come onto your back. I like the back option best. So it'll be the same thing, right ankle below left knee, and you can lift your foot up. You might take a bind with your hands or not. And whether you're sitting or on your back, transferring the weight to the left will increase this stretch as well. And you've got about 5 rounds of breath here. And we'll just take one more breath, big breath in and a full breath out. We'll release the bind. And then option to come into a windscreen wiper. And you can do this from a seated position as well. The hands behind you, just windscreen wipering your legs, taking the feet as wide as you need them, or as wider feels better for me, but maybe closer feels better for you. And once you feel satisfied, then we can set this up on the other side. So whether you're seated or lying, left ankle below the right knee, Taking a bind if this feels good for you. This time we'll shift the weight into the right. Hopefully this feels good. Remember, if you're seated and you're not feeling too much, bring that foot closer, your right foot closer to your butt. An opportunity here to close your eyes. You've got 5 rounds of breath. Alrighty, everyone will take one more big breath in and out, 4 breaths. We'll release that, and then again, opportunity to take some windscreen wipers. Alrighty, and if you're not on your back, you'll make your way down to your back. We'll do our bridge pose. I like to end this way. It's a nice symmetrical shape, kind of. It neutralizes the spine, the pelvis. Alright, feet hip width. Squeeze your glutes. We'll inhale to lift. And we'll squeeze, and we'll stay for a few breaths here. You can add your pelvic floor if you like, exhaling to lift your pelvic floor and inhaling to release. You've got 3 more breaths. One more round of breath. Alrighty, slowly lower your hips. And then we'll take that happy baby shape again. So whatever that looks like for you, it might not even really be a happy baby. Mine's kind of not, but this is a really nice, relaxed position for the pelvic floor. Just an opportunity to kind of give your body what it needs. If it doesn't need this shape, then by all means you can go straight into rest. If you're not yet in rest, you start to make your way there. And whether you're on your back or on your left side, you might need like a cushion. Remember, you're your own teacher. So if you feel faint or dizzy laying on your back, or you just don't feel right lying on your back, then make your way to your left-hand side. And nothing to do here. But completely relax, and you can use your breath to help you relax. Every exhale breath, invitation to let go. If this doesn't feel good, just let go of the breath. Let your limbs soften, melt into the floor, surrendering to the weight of gravity, the weight of your bones. complete relax. Invitation to stay right where you are and rest. Otherwise, you start to deepen your inhales with the intention to energize. Energize your body, energize your mind. And if you're on your back, just start to initiate some little movements, the fingers, the toes, and turn these into bigger movements as you breathe. And when you're ready, you might like to roll through one side. And it'll just be in your own time, in your own way, coming to a seat. And as always, acknowledging your practice, it takes effort, it takes courage to come to your mat, practice, take time out of your day. So you're awesome. Thank you for choosing to practice with me. I love it. Hopefully, we didn't do heaps of pelvic floor, but hopefully this kind of hopefully has reminded you that we got to do these pelvic floor exercises. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day or evening, and see you next week.